I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the July 5th, 2018 meeting for the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners, or the second Monday of this week as it feels.
Exactly.
My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair, and joining me today is Commissioner Shelley Bueller. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Bob Archer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to see that we're all back from the 4th of July and have all of our fingers and toes, and so ready to go. Madam Clerk, if we could start with our first item.
Consent agenda.
There are 3 items on the consent agenda. I do want to take note that item number 2 is the required notice of publication for the yearly by statute. Any publication that wants to be considered as a legal publication needs to have their bid in by July 1. It would appear that we have 1 bidder, but we actually designated in January, but just making that note. Is there a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So moved. Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bueller, second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk. Number 1, there are no voucher payments. And number 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval of the correction orders.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook to accept the correction orders, second by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B, extension. Number 1, present the 2019 extension budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Cindy Evans, Director with Shawnee County Extension. I think, as you all know, by Kansas law, there's a back-and-forth process that is dictated for the Extension Council budget, but we are just aligning ourselves with your process. So we turned in our budget proposal to Betty Griner by the 15th deadline, and this is the series of seeing me more times than you probably want in the next week, today, Monday, next Thursday. And I'm just presenting it to you today for consideration, and then I'll be back on Monday for you to take your first action on that. Of course, we have our budget hearing Monday afternoon, so I'll be ready to present. Do you have any questions of me at this time?
I don't have any questions of you at this time, although I do look forward to having a discussion with you on Monday during the budget hearing as we discuss the Extension Council's budget.
I don't have any questions.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Consideration for the budget. Do we, at this point, we would need to
just acknowledge.
Acknowledge receipt.
Okay, there we go. I'll move to acknowledge receipt.
Okay, motion to acknowledge receipt by Commissioner Bueller.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item C, Counselor. Number 1, consider approval of assignment of construction and operation documents related to the East Topeka Learning Center renovation project and authorization and execution of Contract C-209-2018, identifying and clarifying Shawnee County's role in the transaction for the purposes of the new markets tax credits being sought for this project, and provides for the county's consent of the assignment of the construction documents.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Krause, Shawnee County Counselor. The team of lawyers working on the new markets tax credits have asked Shawnee County to execute this document. It's in the form of a contract, but basically what it does is it identifies Shawnee County's role during for the construction of the East Topeka Learning Center. As you know, as we've discussed with some of the other documents we've executed, these will be reviewed by many parties. The transaction will be reviewed by many parties, including the IRS. So these documents are necessary to make it clear for people on the outside exactly which entity is doing what in terms of the East Topeka Learning Center. So this contract really just clarifies our role in overseeing the construction.
Any questions regarding the contract?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item D, Emergency Management. Number 1, consider approval of request for out-of-state travel for one employee to attend the FHWA National Traffic Incident Management Training and Leadership Symposium with the only cost to the county of $51.02 for meals.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dusty Nichols, Emergency Management. Pretty straightforward request. I'll stand for questions.
Questions regarding it? I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item E, Administrative Services. Number 1, consider approval of request to award bid to Underground Vault and authorize the Counselor's Office along with Audit Finance to negotiate a contract.
Morning, Betty Greiner, Director of Administrative Services. As you know, we went out for bid on the document storage and shredding, and we only received one bid on the document storage. That was with Underground Vault. We did receive 2 on the shredding, but Underground Vault was the lowest bidder on the shredding as well. So I'm just asking for your approval to negotiate a contract with the Counselor's Office on this. I do want to make one thing clear. This will not be like a normal bidding process where everyone is expected to change to this. I think there could be significant costs to a department if they moved all of their documents from where they now have them. So what I'd like to do is to negotiate a contract with this, and hopefully we can, get a good deal from them. But also, I think because of those costs to move documents, I think we need to leave it up to each department whether they think it's cost effective for them to move that. Some may decide they just want to, use a new one going forward. And then as they shred the old ones or can destroy the old ones, do away with that. Or they, may want to move them all. But I think because of the cost involved, I think we need to give them that flexibility of making that decision by department.
Questions for Betty?
Just Underground Vault, where are they located?
So I'm sorry, I don't know. I can find that out and let you know.
I'm curious. Most of the time, I think it's Hutchison, but
they're I don't know, they're a local company.
They are a local company.
Unlike, Iron Mountain, which Jayhawk Storage went to Stax and then went to Iron Mountain, which is a national company.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll find that out and I'll get back with you on that.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions. Thanks. I'll move approval.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Bueller.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item F, Commission. Number 1, consider approval of Resolution Number 2018-34, establishing salaries for all department heads.
Good morning, Angela Lewis with Human Resources. The resolution had one error on it that I would like to bring to your attention and let you know that a new resolution was given to the clerk this morning, correcting the local health department salary to $3,405.19.
And so that actually does correct that on the amended resolution.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And questions for Angela regarding the amended resolution?
No, I do not.
Okay. At this time, if there is any member of the public that wants to make any comment regarding this resolution. Okay.
I just might note that we do evaluations every year for those who are not under our direct supervision. Their supervisors do those evaluations as well. So we've been doing that for around 3-4 years now, and then this is a result of that as well.
You might also note there's a number of factors that went into this. Part of our evaluation process, we have a cumulative score, and so we did take into account the cumulative score between the commissioners, in addition to performance evaluations, in addition to market study for the for comparables at the 50th percentile, and having a 10% threshold between the department head and the next deputy or substitute employee. So there's a number of factors that weighed into the compensations being discussed today.
Yeah, but it's mostly performance-based. And also, it's based on CBIZ numbers and where they are in the range. And it's not perfect, but I think it's about as fair as we can possibly be in rewarding our department heads. Obviously, we have an outstanding team of senior leaders, and I think we've done a good job in the evaluation and salary setting process, Mr. Chair. And given that, I'll move to adopt the resolution.
I'll second, yes. We've made, I think, a fair attempt to get everybody to that 50th percentile. Well, there are a few that are not, but we're making progress on that.
Yes.
And the same
Good
with
point.
the 10% difference between the deputy directors and the directors. I think we're not quite there yet, but we're making progress.
Good
so,
point.
Yeah. I'll second, sorry.
Before we take a final vote, I might also note that as part of our labor negotiations with our union employees as well as our non-union employees, there are significant pay raises for them that would be going into effect this year as well. And so it's not that we are rewarding one and not another, or not recognizing the contributions of all employees. So.
Can I add one other thing? Sorry, but the county does not have a county manager, and so we work directly with our department directors, pretty much every Monday and Thursday they are here, and so it works well. Into the future, I don't know, but right now it seems to work well, so.
But it wouldn't work well
If we didn't have.
if we didn't have the personnel that we have. That's how it works well. And
agree. I agree.
that's how it works well,
You're right.
is we have outstanding staff.
So motion to adopt by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Administrative communications.
This is an opportunity for any member of the public or department head to address the commission.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Knight, Parks and Recreation. I just wanted to give you just a brief update of what the Parks and Recreation and many of your other employees from the Sheriff's Office to Emergency Communication, what they were doing until about midnight last night. So we had another great turnout for the Spirit of Kansas. It was the middle of the week and it was really hot, so I think some people stayed in the air conditioning as long as they could. Some of the crowd numbers were down a little bit, but in all, the events all came off great. We had a lot of people out there. The event turned off great, and the only thing that's still going on regarding this is staff got up this morning at 6 o'clock this morning and began cleaning up the mess. That's usually done around noon today. They have a lot of volunteers that come out and help us with that, and usually doesn't take us that long. And I want to reach out and thank Cap Fed for being our title sponsor and WIBW for being our media sponsor for this event. And I think Dusty, since he was out there till about midnight last night, he has a couple things to add as well.
John, before we get to Dusty, though, recognizing Keep America Beautiful, their volunteers come out early to help with the cleanup, and I know every year the volunteers that help clean up, it really reduced the staff
Absolutely.
time and constraints.
That's a good segue, actually. I wanted to single out about 3 people here that went over and above, in our opinion, to help out. 3 volunteers. Esther Todd with the Health Department, Quentin Unruh, and then specifically Michael. Come on up here for a second, Michael, if you don't mind. Michael is a CERT member, and he's been a CERT member since about 2013. He showed up yesterday just to work a couple hours at the main entry point with me for the Blues Festival. About 8:30 he showed up, something like that, 8 o'clock, 8:30, and he left with me about midnight. So I just don't think he wanted to leave me alone. But we had a really good time yesterday, and it was a great crowd, very respectful crowd, very safe. So I thought it was a great event, but I could not go without recognizing one of our fantastic volunteers. So thank you.
Thank you.
For hanging out yesterday. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cindy Evans with Shawnee County Extension. I just wanted to make you aware, about a year ago, we started the Shawnee Startups e-community, and because we were brand new, our loan level was maxed at $45,000, and our loan pool that we started with was about $125,000. We gave 3 loans in our first year, but we are assessed a score based on our activity and a variety of things, whether those loans are paying us back, you know. But the activity includes that destination boot camp that I was telling you about before that we sent the local businesses to. But I found out last week that we have been awarded level 1 status, which is the highest level status. We will now be able to award loans of up to $75,000 with a $250,000 loan pool. So we are very excited about the work that we are doing. One of the educational opportunities that we have available this fall is that we will be sending 3 people, and 2 are from 712 Innovations, and then a rep from our e-community, down to a fab lab training in Independence, which we think will enhance the makerspace, you know, opportunities that we've got here. So good things happening.
Thank you.
Betty Griner, Director of Administrative Services. I was just going to remind the public that our budget hearings start today, and they will continue every Monday and Thursday till through the 26th, and then on Thursday, August the 2nd at 5:30, we will have our public hearing where the public is welcome to come and express their comments. And then after that, we will start have budget discussions at the commission meetings on Mondays and Thursdays, and it will be adopted by August 25th.
I think that's a good point. I had planned to make a comment. Today at 10:30, we have emergency management. At 11 o'clock, helping hands. On Monday, July 9th at 10 a.m. was Parks and Recreation in the Weed Department. 11 o'clock, the Expo Center. 1 o'clock, Extension. 1:30, Fair Board. 1:45 is the Community Resources Center, Social Services, Aging, and Funding. And then on Thursday, the 12th at 10 a.m. is Health Access. 10:30, Vallejo. 1 o'clock is TARC. 2 o'clock, the Conservation District. On Monday, July the 16th is the 10 a.m. the Health Department, 11 o'clock elections, 1 o'clock Information Technology, 2 o'clock County Clerk. Thursday is the 10 o'clock the Counselor, 10:30 the Treasurer, 11 o'clock Audit Finance, the general budget for the general debt obligations in the County Commission, Contingency, Capital Outlay, Debt Service. July the 23rd at 10 a.m. is the Court Services, Clerk of the District Court and Drug Court. 11 o'clock is Department of Corrections, 1 o'clock District Attorney, 2 o'clock Safe Streets, 2:30 the Sheriff. Thursday the 26th is 10 o'clock Facilities Management, 10:30 Human Resources, 11 o'clock Appraiser, 1 o'clock the Register of Deeds, 1:30 Public Works, Solid Waste, Keep America Beautiful, and 2 o'clock Planning. 2 comments. 1, we tried to group individuals together, departments that maybe have compatible, so that as we're taking up, for example, the courts, we're talking about the corrections, the district attorney, the sheriff, Safe Streets. Those all kind of go together. And so we're trying to group items or departments that have compatibilities. It doesn't always work out that way with schedules, but we're trying to, at least so that we're taking up one item that may impact another department, we're having those kind of in connection with each other. Additionally, everything, budget hearing is online. You'll be able to look at it, go back to it. If you want to just review one department as opposed to the entire budgets, you would be able to do so. But those will be on Mondays and Thursdays from now through the end of the month.
And there also is a schedule on the website, too, so if you want to look and see when a particular department's hearing is, there's a schedule out there also.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of the public or department heads? Commissioner Bueller?
I don't have anything to add, no.
Commissioner Archer?
Yeah, real briefly, we, over the weekend, had family in from Charlotte, son Ben and his wife and 2 granddaughters, and then the local family that included 2 other granddaughters. And we did a lot of good things together, and one of the things we did was we went downtown and ate at the Pennant and saw the cypress going up. And my son, who was born and raised here, hadn't lived here in 7 or 8 years, was amazed and thrilled with how his downtown and hometown is coming along. The other thing we did, which is a can't-miss opportunity, is we went to the Midwest Health Aquatic Center. And everybody had a great time there. But one of the things I noticed, there was a minor incident over at the toddler pool, and the staff was there just on top of it. And it just made me so proud of the aquatic center that we've got and the professionalism of the staff. And I just wanted to bring that up, and I've communicated that to John. Please compliment our lifeguards, our staff, and the people in our aquatics. They do an excellent job, and I was very proud. So, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. You know, the 4th of July is always an opportunity to gather together neighborhoods and neighbors and family to get together for cookouts and just ability to meet your neighbors. But upcoming, we will have National Night Out, which I know that the Safe Streets works very hard with. For that National Night Out is another opportunity to get out and meet your neighbors and just to conversate with each other and know what's going on. And so I look forward to that. I might also add, on Tuesday afternoon, we received at the Commission the comprehensive plan from the Planning Director. For the public, this is the comprehensive plan. We will place an item on the agenda for July the 12th to acknowledge receipt of the comprehensive plan. But as we discussed just moments ago, we have budget hearings Mondays and Thursdays through the rest of the month. It would not be fair to the Planning Department, the Planning Commission, or the public to try to rush through a comprehensive plan while we're doing budget hearings. So while we would acknowledge having received the comprehensive plan, I do not anticipate us taking up the comprehensive plan until the month of August so that we can give it its due attention. But we will place it online for the public to review, to have comments to contact the commissioners regarding their thoughts, so that there will be plenty of time for the public to weigh in on this document and the impacts that it may have for our county. So again, I want to stress that on July the 12th, we would only be acknowledging receipt of, not approval of, the comprehensive plan, but any discussion of the comprehensive plan, its implementation or approval would occur in August, and there would be sufficient notice to the public of that. So. Commissioner Archer.
We may want to, on the homepage, you know, when you sign on now, you get the queue list. We may want to put that as the first thing that comes up for a month or so, if that's okay.
Absolutely, and I'll
Just
work
thought.
with IT to have that on there.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Again, it is a very voluminous document, and so there's a lot of comments in there, and I would look forward to having the public weigh in on it.
Yes.
Definitely.
I don't have anything additional. Our next item.
Executive sessions.
There is not a need for an executive session, so we are adjourned, coming back at 10:30 for a budget hearing with emergency management.